Oh, I just ate an apple. Took some photos of the night sky. Well, the sun down. I was gonna see here if I can just get the computer to. Oh fuck! I'm not on Linux right now, but hopefully I can get. What? Why does the Windows say? Why does Windows say I'm on Note 8? Anyway, hello and welcome to Impulsive Compulsion video here at Question the Truth with me, Slisk Lindqvist. And yeah, okay. So what are we gonna talk about today? Well, this is the big one. The one that kind of no one wants to talk about, really. Or everyone. It's up to everyone to think what they want to think about. I don't know. Oh, hello. There could be a good thing. I want to give birth to this wonderful picture. See if I can. Yeah, this one is good enough. Good enough for me. So it's probably good enough for you. Yeah, okay. There, good. Yes, and we're gonna talk about a big thing. What? I'm sorry, I had to make something first, but okay. So we're gonna talk about religion, and it's a big disorienting. Why did I write like that? Oh, fudge! I'm just gonna fix this. There. Done. No, it's not done. Because I did the wrong thing. Huh. Damn. There. Okay, there. Religion. There, good. I'm gonna just move this a bit to the left. Yes, because I don't like it when it's wrong. Well, it's not wrong, but it's not right either. So let's lock it there. And okay, so we're gonna talk about religion, also known as a religion, and life. Phi-Lo-So-Phy, which is spelled philosophy normally, and it's, for me, it is grow slow and bloom big. Oh, this was a really nice background. I'm gonna have this background for a while, I think. It's not a background, it's a freaking picture that I took. And it's of the night sky, just before the sun goes down. But it started to go down about 15 minutes to 6, I think. So yeah. Okay, religion. What is religion? What is religion about? Religion is back to the triangles. I've talked about triangles when it comes to judgment and and other things earlier, but we're gonna go for the other part of the drama. Oh my god, it's triangles. My god, it's the triangles! I do understand why Pythagoras was so astounded by the triangles. And yeah, all my everything I have is built upon triangles, so this is so freaking strange. And Pythagoras, I had when it came to mathematics, I really had big problems with that formula, but it's so freaking easy. It's so easy. Why do I even have these on? I'm not playing any sound through them. So I've been sitting with them on for hours upon hours. Okay. Religion. Or religion. Or life philosophy. Life philosophy is more what I would say or interpret them as. So when we have what is commonly known as religion is part history, part known knowledge, and part, how should I put it? It's part known wisdom overall. That inclines the times they were in when it was created, in order to guide people. But what people usually miss out on is that they read the Torah, the Quran, or the Bible, and they read it as if it's distant from themselves. They don't read it as if they are the story, because you need to the religious scriptures are made or written in such a way that you need to take it in, soak yourself in it, and learn about yourself. Because if you think it's okay to stone someone because they think something differently, then it's not something wrong with the book, it's something wrong with your values and your judgment of another life's value. And this is, if you would sit down and question every word that was written, you would learn so much more about yourself, your psyche, and of God itself, which is often enough a mystical force that exists everywhere. What's more mystical than the greatest force that's alive? The greatest force in existence, if not life itself. Have you thought about that? That God could actually be just life? But it's not just life, because life is everywhere. Life is, even if you have a life and you live with a life and in life, it doesn't mean that you're filled with life. That is what God is. It's filling you with life. Life is happiness and gratefulness and everything that you can put in together that is kind of positive. It's so difficult to actually give it another word or meaning than just life, for simplicity. So I did talk a bit about entanglement earlier, and that I'm an empath. And I think that most of the people that actually experienced a lot of the things that is going on in, say, the holy scriptures and stuff like that, they were probably empaths, and they were able to see more perspectives. Most of them were probably still self-righteous in every mean, but Jesus, the Messiah, the savior of people, or whatever, I'm going to talk about that later on, because it's become one of my interests in some way. And religions that I didn't find interesting at all have also been developing inside of me and been taking up a bigger part of my life than I myself would ever think it to be possible. Like, God, or aka life, is in everything, everywhere, and it is either you take it and you take it hard, as something negative. But life only wants one thing, and that is to live. And that is why that is life. That is why life is also equal, because it's everywhere, in everything. At its core, it's the same thing. So, it's equal. And just because it wants to live, it's also sacred. So we should respect life. And when we do that, in return, we get longer. We get respected by it. And by that, we get longer lives. Which is kind of strange, but if you think about it, if you skip, those that does not skip meat, they die younger, they look older, they also let's see now, they get strokes and heart attacks more often. They also have other problems. But it's not just meat, it's also sugar. I don't think it's a good thing to to make things illegal, because what you can't have, you want more. It's true. It's just natural. So but religions for the most people are either something that started wars, but it's not the religion that started the wars. It was wrongful interpretations that did the work. That did that work. They did say something in a message. I'm gonna go to couchsurfing.com because I did write something here in one of the groups, because there was some problems with no, it's not this one, it's, and I did the wrong one again, come on. So there was a discussion about anti-Semitism, and it's been getting out of hand because I have a different view than others have. And when I said that everyone's voice I'm sorry, I'm just reading a strange message. I shouldn't be doing that while and I'm not gonna cut it out either. I'm trying to find what I wrote because there was something at the end of where is it? Well, anyway, I basically told some people that I would not I don't like reading books because I do not want to filth it with my mind's I don't want to dilute it with my mind's filth. I also don't want to listen to someone else's interpretation because they have diluted it with their mindscape. And this is why we have different interpretations of everything, and it's hysterical. And here come I, with a new interpretation, right? Not good. Or it is really good. I don't know. But there's one thing when we talk about the Torah and things like that, it's one definite, and that is that the time frame is really strange. Really strange. But the other thing that is really strange is the gematria in the Torah. And there's also one in the Bible, but it's not as reliable as the Torah, since the Torah is how should I put it? Interesting. The Hebrew language is really interesting. Yeah. So I need to close that down in order to actually be fully focused. I've been just talking for hours upon hours. You can just go back like 6 videos or something and you will see what I'm talking about. You will notice by the same clothes. Yes, because it's and at the same date. Yes, because it's the 23rd. I'm doing this on. So, but yeah, religion is somewhat interesting, or very interesting, because it's two. Now it's the triangles, which I fudge. It's tackling. So yeah. All for one, one for all. One for all for one. You know? It's so the dark thing of religion, life philosophies, and this is a life philosophy. It's the 9th view of everything. And then you have the religion, or religion, and the religion. But the life philosophy is the whole of it. It's you realizing more about yourself through insight of what you read, and learning more about yourself, and by that being able to forgive and forget and get and live a better life, a happier life, instead of being in this null state of negativity where you dwell over old stuff, or bathe in negativity, and you surround yourself with negativity. There's the one I like. She actually told me, "Can you for once stop being so negative?" And I was like, "Is that what you see?" Because I'm not negative. I might be very. It's not natural to just be positive. You need some negativity to balance it out. You need to be balanced. And when it comes to balance, yeah, every religion is talking about balance. This is my religion. or life philosophy. I like to call it life philosophy, but it could just, and it's about balance. So you have your values, and you have what's and the middle one here is what's right and wrong. So you have, I have another picture of it, so I can bring that forth instead and show you the mighty power of my understanding, which is not there at all. Yeah, okay. It's opening the paint. Yeah, it's opening the painting application. Of course it is. Okay, there. Open in photos. Yeah, okay. Here we have the religion of. Well, this is the mapping of the religion. You have this point here, the gray one. This is the center point. This is the utmost centered you can be. You also have the outer ring, which is also a grey zone, which is a bit more diluted between what's right and what's wrong. You have... Okay, I did write this down 1.5 years ago. Okay, life is a balance between good and evil, because everything is capable of doing good and evil, but it is always pure in intention. And by that I mean that you're acting upon your understanding, and because it's of your understanding, of your values at the time, it's always at a pure point. You're doing it out of purity, even if it's selfish or if it's not, which is, yeah, kind of strange. I don't like religions because it's a life philosophy. It's supposed to teach you more about yourself and not tell you that, I think it's okay that you do something that is disrespecting life. No. Do not hurt children in any way, and do not hurt other people in any way. Do not hurt any life in any way. It's quite easy. You can live your life and still have consent. So, the next part is, there are no right or wrong in morals, but there are in values. So, right and wrong is just two colors. Right is everything within it, and wrong is the void of value. Void of value. Full value. All in, nothing. The green circle here, is within harmony. This is within harmony. You can be anywhere in here in your life. This is opposite. These become the opposites of each other. These becomes the opposite of each other. These become opposites of each other. Hot and cold. Right and left. Capitalism. Communism. Everything is within this. It's just thoughts. Hell, heaven, authority, lust. Here we have what I would call, let's see, I've written down the colors, what they all mean. So black and white is morals, stand for honesty, purity, truth, and positive. Blue, positive polarity and authority, righteousness, and logic. That's the blue. We have violet, which is the balance between the polarities. There. You have that connected with the red, you also have it connected with the blue. There. Balance between polarities and values. This is also something that is set to values. It's also, you can have the wrong values, you can have the good values, bad values. It all depends on how far from the center you are, because when you take part in the center of everything, you become, you just take in everything and you understand that everything is nothing, basically. It's everything is right, everything is wrong. Doesn't mean that I'm saying that, oh, everything's right, I can go out and kill someone. It means everything that people do is wrong or right according to their values, their core values at the time, and those shifts all the time. I remember when I was really super socialistic, then I became liberal. Then I understood that there is nothing different between being liberal or being to the far right or to the far left. There's no difference. They are unable to communicate with each other. That's the only difference. And when you understand that these two are the same things, you start to think that as long as I am a part of those, I'm a part of the problem, and the winner is the one that stands outside of it. But creating anarchy is not going to be any good. You need to be here. Anarchy is out there. This is your self-discipline. This is your self-insight. This is your harmony, your peace within. I cannot offer you peace outside, because you find peace from within, and then it becomes everything around you. But you need to center yourself. I can't just click. It's peace on earth. That's just idiotic. So we have, once again, so we have the red. So we, okay, so we have red, which is the ground polarity, and its desires and emotions. While this is logic, this is emotions. When you're centered, you're using both. And when you're using both, that becomes rationality. You're actually using logic and emotions to make a good decision. That's rationality. So violet is rationality. That's the combination of blue and red becomes violet. So is rationality, logic and creativity and emotions in one, meaning those two as one. And when you cross over from this to this, you become open to something new, and you get happy for the new things, and you start to develop the opposite. But when you've taken in this without any judgment of this, then that's when you're getting closer to the center. Let's see, this is the far left. This is the not so far left. It's more like the center of the piece thingy. This is the far right. If you're out here, it's very easy. You see here? Can you see this long portion here? It's very easy to take a good decision or a very bad, dark decision. And when you go into this, it's very easy to cross over from the harmony into the gray zone and out to something that you feel is good or something that you feel is bad. That's why it's this is the flag of universal of the universal and natural balance of nature. This is the natural balance. This is karma, basically. We also have this here. It's physics instead. You have the harmony, you have the bad and the good. Bad, good, bad, and it's stepping in with the happiness and let's see, the rationality and stuff like that. And we have the vibrations. This is actually how I try to mimic emotions, because the more to the center you come, the more it's also it's vibrations. Everything is vibrations, everything is moving at all times. So when you're centered, and if I could make okay, I don't know, if I could make it moving, it would actually be this attracts this. That's why it's like this, because darkness attracts light and light attracts darkness, and positivity is attracted by negativity, and the other way around. Negativity is dragged by. So it's dragged by, and then and since it's off grid with these two, it's dragging, so it's a circular motion inside of this to their opposites, this way and this way. And then we have another motion, which is that it goes it gets compressed, and then it gets what's it called? Well, I think you understand. And it gets bigger, and that creates the motion that's it's kind of an eternity. It's an energy, motion. Oh, I'm really bad at this because I have no whatsoever understanding of physics. I didn't even read physics in school because they didn't teach everyone physics. How the fuck can you not teach physics in school to everyone? Huh? The only physics that I've learned is from books that I've read. Well, not books. I read on the internet and watch videos of others explaining things. Veritasium, and there's another really freaking good channel that has lots of experiments and stuff. So, we have the next here. Get back to this one. We have this. Yellow. Yellow's happiness and the free choice of actions you may take. Green is calm and the connection to nature, inner peace and respect to life. Even wherever you are inside of this, you can find closure with yourself. You can find, even if you're Lenin or Stalin, or if you're Adolf Hitler, you can find your calm within, kind of. Morals is connected to it all. As you can see, it's connected by this. It's connected to everything. Whatever decision you take, good, bad, whatever decision you take within this grade of thought pattern, how you feel towards the thoughts, and how rational and rational you are about what you think. The more you take in of everything and stand outside of it, the less, the further away from the chaos you come, and you find yourself, you find that inner peace, the grey spot, or the white spot, or any. Grey is diluted color between white and black. It's everything between, basically. So it's my interpretation of everything between keeps you, kind of makes you calm. The one thing that I don't like about this is that it has, well, 6 sides, right? I think. Well, anyway, 666 means the man anyway, so the carnal man. There are no right or wrong in morals, but there are in values. There is but one value to strive for, that is, all life is equal. All life. That's the highest of values that you can take part in. That all life is sacred and thereby equal. Because we're all equal in God's life's eyes. There's no judgment in that, but the purity that you feel towards it and think about it kind of gets satisfying the more you think about it. All life is equal. all life is sacred, therefore respect all life and life will respect you. Always stand up to your values, but not your bad behavior or judgment. Meaning, if you have a value, say that your values are to eat meat. You should stand up to that. Even if I dislike it, even if it goes against the ultimate value, you should stand up to it because it's your value. But if you start to do strange things that like hurting animals in order to get this, that's a bad judgment, bad behavior, and thereby you should reevaluate your morals. The law of relativity is everything. Resistance is relative to the motion of the energy that is added. What do I mean by this? Okay, first off, I know that in the entanglement video I said something about there being 4, and there's always 4. You have gas, you have ice, which is solid, you have liquid, and you have yell, actually, when it comes to water. When it comes to electricity, you have something called plasma. So you have 4 states of, well, there's, yell is basically plasma, if you think about it. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so 4 states. So what I'm thinking about is first states, second, third, and fourth. Let's see here. Whew. Okay, we have these here that I've made. These circles here represent the 3 normal things that we have. We have yes, no, and giving up. Or yeah, basically we can say it like yes, no, and giving up. But you have the 4th, which is the opposite to giving up. It's giving in. It's not giving up. You're just giving up is yeah, sure. But giving in is the opposite to that. You're giving in. It's so freaking. Why is it so difficult to get it out? Giving in is almost like giving up, but giving up is the negative and giving in is the positive. It's the same, but it's the opposites. It's like this. It's the same, but they're opposites. Minus and minus can't go together. They're the same, but they're their own magnetic polarity opposites. You understand? Same here. They either go together or they clash. They go together or they clash. They go together or they clash. Because even if you have the same values, you can still clash with others because they can still have a different value than you. Because We all think differently. What I mean by resistance is if you stop resisting, not giving up, but you give in to listening, you actually start, when you stop the resistance, you start to get filled with another notion, another version of what you see. So that's basically what happened to me when I was like, I've always been, I don't believe it. Ow! Synden straffar sig självt. Okay, so basically I said in Swedish that he or she that sins will get punished. So karma, basically. Because I was about to say something that I know is not true. I cannot lie. Either I get punished by myself or well, unconsciously, or I well, of course I can lie. I don't like it though. It takes a lot of me to start lying. I hate it. Let's see. If you lower your resistance and start to listen, then you will be amazed what others have to offer in experience. Because in earlier videos I've said that we do not learn from listening, we learn from our own experiences. But if you lower your resistance, you will learn from other people's experiences. And that is usually what happens when you buy a book or watch a video. You lower your resistances to someone else's stories. And by that, you learn something new. I actually know one of my friends that started, he was really resistant to one of my thoughts that we would be projections of ourselves. Everyone around us are projections of ourselves, and we're meeting ourselves basically. But I had that was when I still thought that I was God and everyone else were gods, and together we are God. But it's not like that. We are with God. God is life. We cannot be life because we cannot give or take life. Well, we can take life. Of course we can. But we cannot give it back. And that's the difference between life and death. Life and we can act as death. We cannot be life itself. We can have life itself as a part of us. We can, I think you understand. So, the next one here is be honest. Honesty is eternal, uncorruptible, and pure. And it is. You cannot unsay what you say in truth. Even if it's, because mostly I've actually thought about this, that what people say about others isn't necessarily a lie either. They have another set of values and morals. So when they say something that is interpreted from the one that hears it as, it gets interpreted by others as a lie, but what they themselves say is their own truth, basically. One of the very fun things that I can talk about is my little sister once bit me on my back, and I was crying as hell, and I ran down to be like her. Every time anyone did anything to her, she went away and snitched to our parents. So I went down and I snitched on her, telling them that she bit me on the back, and she tells my parents that I bit myself. Which is true in one sense, especially if we have an energy entanglement with each other, and since we were brother and sister, it's very likely that we actually got this really close connection and bond to each other, so that we actually started to entangle our energies with each other. It's highly possible. And I could actually have bitten myself through her as a punishment to how I treated her. That's fun to think about, right? That's my logic. It's because I'm all of this. This is basically the same as electricity also. Electricity works kind of like this anyway. It's motion. You could have electricity here, and you have how should I put this? This is a coil. If you move it, and this is the outer, it would actually create chaos outside of it. You understand? Because this is magnets. Magnets. And magnets. This is creating a motion inside of something, and that something is created in here and sent out to everywhere else. Chaos. Order in chaos. Kind of fun, actually. Only the one exposed to others' bad judgment can place judgment. And I mean that, really. And what you have as a choice by that then is to give back the same equal force, and by that escalate the situation, or you could be humble by giving in, lower your resistance. Okay, it's not giving up. If you get hit, you have two options. Giving in to it. Nah, it's not worth my time. Which is kind of provoking. Or you can hit the person, and often enough when you hit someone, they hit you back. So you have fourth option, which is actually being humble and giving in. And so the next part here is, or be humble with an explanation why it was wrong. Humble is growing of self, and the one that did wrong will probably change to the better and be like the one that placed the judgment. Because if someone, it's the same thing with Jesus. everyone wants to be like Jesus. Kind of. We want to be this spiritually perfect being that is pure of heart and mind, and that is humble and compassionate, and it's not really that difficult, really. I don't understand why it's so freaking difficult for people to just be humble and compassionate. Why is it so freaking hard to be compassionate, even towards your enemies? I only have one enemy. It's myself. Everyone else around me are my friends. And if someone hurts me, it's my fault if I get emotional about it. That's how I see it. Because, yeah, if someone... You have a partner, he or she goes out, go partying, which means indulging in alcohol. I hate alcohol because people... Well, it's not wrong because they rid themselves of the oppression, and a relationship is an oppression, temporary oppression of the other, the companion, the partner. You're having relations to each other. You're telling the other one that, I don't know, I don't want you to do this or that. Okay, you don't want me to do this and that. Yeah, I can live with that for a while. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's one nice ultimatum. Not having sex with someone else. Yeah, sure. I love you. And then they take in alcohol and they become this free spirit, which is no longer bound by the oppression that is created by the other person. So there's two kinds of relationships. One is where you own each other, and the other one is where you build up each other. The one where you build up each other is oftenly based in friendship, and it's a mind companionship. The one based in ownership is usually one of binding. It's more like contracts to each other, and it is an ownership. It's not free, it's an ownership, and this is why people try to release themselves. It's not I can see the I can see the innocent behavior behind it. I can see the stripped values and stuff like that. So I don't get angry. I'm not angry at my ex-girlfriends for have been with other people either, but I was angry at the time because I felt that they were disloyal to me, and in one sense we're animals. We're supposed to be horse that's fucking around, but we're also sentient. You know, there's animal species out there that finds one person and they stay with them for all eternity. Well, till they die. And probably after that too. But they find one and they stay with them. Those that do not stay with their partners are sexist. They're objectificationers. If they're disloyal, there's no need to have them. And if they're disloyal to one, they're probably also going to be disloyal to others. But if we go back to the entanglement, is it me or my partner that is doing the wrong thing? Really, because it could just be my own energies that gets mirrored, reflected on another being, and it opens up for. I'm a very free. I've always been a free person, and I'm loyal towards others. I'm always loyal towards others, and this is a bit of a problem for me that others aren't loyal to me, but it has to be because of me. This is a mind wrap. It's really, it's a bit difficult to take in and understand, but this is how my mind kind of works. So, listen to others before you place your judgment. By that I mean listen to more than just one that one's open for interpretation, so that's a lot of I really need to fix that one, because listen to others before you place your judgment is take in more than one perspective. I need to write that down. Shit, if someone finds this book in about like 40 years or something and they start to read it and then make this a new freaking the one thing that scares me the most is that this religion is misused in some way because others cannot understand what is written. It's scaring me so much that I don't want to release it as a religion. But it's too late now because I'm already creating it, right? Multiple perspectives. Okay, everything has an equal and opposite. Or equal in values, opposite in growth. And by that I mean that two people, let's say vegans, or a meat eater and a vegan, It's shit same. That's a bigger gap. So it's kind of easier too. So both regards themselves as viewing uh, regards both have the same values. All life is equal and life is sacred. But one of them are still eating meat, and the other one have just quit with it and is trying to. Well, it's equal in values, opposite in growth, and that is how you find a partner, because they are equal in values, opposite in growth. So equal in values, opposite in growth, or this. So and the one I've fallen for is Meat Eater, of course. I told myself that I would never date a Meat Eater. I've still not done it. God is the spoken word, the one out of honesty. Honesty is pure. Honesty is unconditional. Honesty is forever. Honesty is uncorruptible. Honesty is innocent. We lost the connection to each other when we stopped learning from each other, when we stopped respecting life. Find your inner light and give in the respect to others, meaning here God is the spoken word, which is honesty, which I can now see is also very open to interpretation. But my new interpretation of, well, it's not a new interpretation because I've probably known it my whole life, that God is life, but God is also honesty and so much more. So there's a lot of different words that can be used for okay, listen but be caring. Care of sometimes I get really, really angry at myself when I write super small things and I can't even read it. Something with inner light. The sadness of others is difficult. Different culture. Difficult. Different culture. Yeah. When it's difficult between people, it's because it's a separation of culture. Culture is unity. So make calm within, but with reasons, and sadness inside is willed down with the will to. Don't ask me. I need to rewrite this because this was written at the same time that I made the God's Gift series. You can watch that. It's really fun to watch me. I did it too. I'm in I was in a very euphoric state when I did that. Yeah. Don't treat others like kings. All life is equal. Clean up your mess. And with the mind, remember, with the heart, heart's truth, listen. Heart, hear truth, okay? With the heart, hear truth. Heart is hear truth. Listen. Green eyes, those of the dragon, those with sin and sadness inside, those capable of restoring balance, shifters of faith, fate, shifters, shifters of creators, shapeshifters, shifters of creation, duality in one. This is just some memoration. Okay, proton på tron, on throne. Proton, which is a proton. So I'm talking about proton, positive, negative, and neutron. So proton på tron, on throne, positive, Adam, and neutral, negative, is Eve. And it's I don't understand why people think less of Eve in the Bible, say, because she is the grounding of Adam. And basically, Adam and Eve is kind of like a story about atoms. Atom and neutron. If you think about it, it all started with light, sound, light, neutron, proton, light, neutron, neutron. It's you can derive everything from solid, liquid, gas, and plasma, which is a combination of gas and solid, I think. No. Yes, it's a combination of solid, liquid, gas becomes plasma. It's like a solid, but it's not a solid. Also wrote about whole thoughts, void, black, plus, black hole. Okay, sin is sadness inside, and this is the universal balance, law of polarity attraction. This is basically this one, which is the universal balance. It can also be used as the law of polarity. It can also be used as the law of relativity. It can also be used for, anything. If it has any real mathematical depth to it, I can't say. I only saw and I created the religion, which only basically have one law, which is, one guidance, which is all life is equal. And then it has no. It has one law, which is all life is equal. And then it has the guidance, which is the golden rule. It's basically that. It's those two. You don't need more in a society that is civilized. But we need to become civilized. And that's easier said than done because of different indoctrinations and stuff that happens in different religions and or life philosophies, history and life philosophies. That's what a religion is, if it's one for all. But if it's all for one, then it's a religion, and it's used in order to control. Everything has a good and a bad side to it. My life philosophy has, this is, for me, this is danger. What if this is what survives a cataclysm, and we're like 3 generations in? That's just 100 years away. Think about it. 1 generation is 25 years. Take, say 200 years then. Someone finds this 200 years from now, and we've been in a cataclysm where all of society, all of civilization is totaled down to null. It's void. There's nothing left. Technology's gone. We can't see videos. We can't see anything from the past at all until we recreate what we already had. So they might have found some hard drives and they kind of know what it is. And they try to learn more about the past from some of the books that they've found. And someone picks this up and yeah, I'm really emotional. Takes a lot to even talk about things like this, because it scares me. It scares me a lot. Because I don't just think about now and what's in the past. I think about what's multiple possibilities. And we've already seen what a large amount of text can do towards people. I still believe that all the religions that we have today is created in order to find the one person that can interpret it right and then give it all out to everyone in order to, so it's so one person this is kind of the eternal thing. It's also what I have in mind for this. Everything is eternal. It's. Are you kidding me? If you could see this as a Mobius, it would be like this. The only thing that I cut out here was this. But if you take it like this, what do you see then? You see eternity. It will be like this forever and ever and ever. This is another version of that, where I just took the other picture and I mirrored it and put it in again on each side, and I actually got a bit scared for how little is needed in order to change the world. But life philosophies should be easy. They should be simple to understand. But you also you can't just state that all life is equal regard to others' life and how you yourself want to be treated. Treat others like that. It's not enough. So we have this. One person comes to knowledge and he creates something for everyone. This is what I'm talking about here. And a large sum of people get to the breaking point and they start to watch, they start to decline, so they grow and then they come to that top and then they decline in knowledge and values, and they start to try and find the one that they can find trust in. That person has some knowledge of the old and gives it out again, and it grows, and then the decline starts again, and this is eternal. It's not gonna end. This is a natural cycle. It's like the four natural states of I nearly need to take up my book, I think, just in order to find that part. But you have a circle, and in this circle we have four directions. We have the opposites of those, and we have the opposites of those. They are parts of each other, and they can go any of the ways. Okay, so we have this circle here. We have the opposites of each other, two opposites. They build towards each other. So let's see here. Here we have socialism as one thinking. Socialism, and in socialism, the opposite to socialism is liberalism. So we have the socialism, we have the liberalism, then we have freedom, then we have direct democracy. And the opposite to controlling people by their own device is anarchy. So, and this is eternal. You say, and here is the middle point where you combine everything. That is basically the same thing with this. It's the same thing. Say here that this is that's the opposite, right? Full opposite, full on opposite. You can see the gray area here. That's the opposite. Opposites linked together. So we have this. We have the free socialist state, and we have communism, basically, or anarchy, and we have communism. I don't know whichever, but they all move at all times. So we have socialism, we have liberalism. Liberalism can go over to become something more of the free realm. Better values. And with the better values, we get a happier people. Either we go over to the next part in that, which is going closer to this. The middle point is giving in to everyone's power. This out here is taking everyone's power. So so difficult to... Okay, so we have direct democracy here, and out here we have anarchy, chaos. You understand? So you can use this model, this picture can be used for anything regarding values, morals, politics, life philosophy, unity, chaos, balance, chaos, order, chaos, whatever. The good and the bad, the good in the bad. Knowledge is power, it said. No one said it was a double-edged sword that scares the one that's... God could also just be knowledge. For me, knowledge is the... You should fear God. That's what's said, right? The only thing that I really fear is knowledge being misused to control other people. I get so sensitive, emotional, that I'm actually shaking right now. Or it could be that I haven't eaten anything more than an apple, so I don't know, in 2 days. But I need to fasten a bit. I need at least 3 days of fasting, I think. And an apple is enough energy for a lot of time, since I'm not using that much energy. I'm just using my head a whole lot. Religion is about finding the truth about yourself, the innocence, and the center. This can either be inverted or, well, that there can either be looked upon like this. You take the whole circle thingy here and lay that flat on there, and you will have the state of mind, which is ego and altruism, the value of negative view and positive view, because it's not just one field, it also has depth to it. And when you are absolutely nulled, you're the calmest being alive. There is nothing that can hurt you but yourself. There is nothing that can scare you but yourself. When you lose that center point, you start becoming something else. you start to indulge in others' misery, which is the ideas of an idealism of everything else around us. And it's that in which that creates the problems in the world, like sexism and objectification and the disrespect to life, the what's it called now? Not being able to accept others for not thinking like you. That's basically the word I'm looking for, but yeah, I can't really. I created this a year ago, I think, or 1.5. It scares me as much as it gives me happiness. Really does. That's the good and the bad. But you need both in order to see the whole. It's like taking a coin. I don't have a coin right now. How do you know that this is a ball? Could just be me pinching a circle right now, right? You know it because you associate to it. If I have a coin, how are you to know that it is a coin if you can only see one side of it? If there's nothing on it, it's just a copper coin with nothing on it. It's just a circle. You won't know that it's a copper coin until you actually see both of the sides, right? It's not usable either, since it's. I don't know how to explain that likeness or give that likeness. Actually, it's life give me strength. I think about it too much, and this video is it's long enough. Holy, I think it's 1.5 or 2 hours long. Shit. There's probably very, very little people that actually see through all this, but I am really grateful that you take your time to actually watch what I create. I actually hope that the internet with this information will be living on for a very long time, so that this isn't what's left tomorrow and create some sort of new. Yeah, I should burn the pages. Because it's what I know about interpretations that scares me. It's when others use their interpretations and don't have the creator's mind. When they don't have the creator's mind. Shit, I'm about to cry. This is why I just left this behind me, and I tried to not write about it again, but when I'm in here talking about religion, I should take this up because it's people look down upon religion. They don't respect it at all. Or rather, you shouldn't respect religion, you should respect life philosophies. Also, what I know, I cannot teach others. They need to take in that information for themselves from the places I've taken it in. And that's been a 33-year-long travel. Well, it was a 30-year-old travel, and then I woke something 3 years ago, and I've been babbling about this and other things ever since. Thank you for watching. Do what you like with your life, you have free will, and I hope that you take advantage of it. Thank you, I am grateful for you taking part in my creations.